Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. India Taggart wonders in the Telegraph, are Prince Harry and Meghan considered royals or celebrities? She writes, after trying to find freedom in the US from what they described as the constraints and pressures of the royal family, they also appear to recognize 4 years down the line that those titles do matter after all. It is understood that there is no way back for the Duke as the terms of the Sandringham Summit, as agreed between Prince Harry and his late grandmother, father and brother, still stand, and they rule out a half-in, half-out approach to monarchy. So the question then remains of what the couple's future ambitions are and where this rebrand positions them. In Canada, they seemed as distant as ever from the royal health crisis unfolding in London, but they were clearly devoted to the cause of their trip, with Harry jumping at the chance to try his hand at adaptive winter sports, such as the skeleton bobsleigh and sit skiing, alongside his beloved Invictus Games veterans. They rarely left each other's sides during the trip, always holding hands or with an arm around one another, and while Harry was being his well-known daring self with the sporting activities on offer, Meghan was always waiting for him at the finish line and eagerly filming him with a nervous smile. And not only did they interact warmly with each other, but Harry seemed to be making a point of welcoming the press, thanking us for attending every event and even coming over for a more personal thank you during their final appearance in front of the media. It came as somewhat of a surprise in light of his recent settlements and litigation with the British media, but he often interacted with us by joking around, giving us throwaway commentary on what he was doing, and seemed to really enjoy showing off his competitive side to the assembled reporters while wheelchair curling with Michael Bublé. Royal commentator Josh Romas, not impressed with the recent Sussex rebrand, telling Sky News Australia, the grifter word comes to mind with this because this is them trying to keep in with this institution in some way, shape or form. Let's be honest, that's the only way in which they're going to retain relevancy. And, the only reason why people pay them any sort of attention is because of the role in which this institution provided for them. Royal commentator and photographer Ian Lloyd told GB News, the only reason Harry is even significant is because he is the son of King Charles III and Diana. The Daily Mirror's royal editor Russell Myers told Sky News Australia, he said, he seems to think his father's cancer diagnosis, his sister-in-law being out of action as well, that could open an avenue for him. But it is my understanding the royal family are going to shut the door firmly behind him and say there is absolutely no place for an in-and-out role model. Royal expert Angela Levin told The Sun, Meghan has no sign of going back to Suits. She would have if they let Archibald be involved in the production, but that was turned down. She is thinking of herself as very grand at the moment, with her and Harry going back to the royal roots with their new website. I think she believes she is too good for the show now and for her former colleagues. Meghan's upcoming return to podcasting appears to have largely met with a shrug. PR expert Ashley Rudd tells The Express, Meghan needs to be considerate with strategic timing and recurring events that align with the royal family, such as Trooping the Colour, birthdays, etc. Releasing episodes around these times could be seen as an attempt to override and have negative backlash from the public, detract from the podcast's reputation, and generate unwanted attention. It will likely coincide with broader cultural conversations or movements, such as releasing episodes on mental health around Mental Health Awareness Month. Royal expert Richard Fitzwilliams was more pointed, saying, when she releases her podcast, there isn't likely to be material. They need something big. This isn't it. He added, we are still waiting for William Morris Endeavour to find her work. A recent survey conducted by Redfield and Wilton involving 1,500 adults has shed light on the current public perception of the royal family, particularly focusing on the Sussexes. The poll revealed that Meghan is liked by 31% of respondents and disliked by 30%, resulting in a marginal net approval rating of +1. This represents a notable decrease from her previous rating in December, prior to the launch of Sussex.com, when she enjoyed a higher net approval of +15. Things are better for Harry, whose popularity in the US has seen a significant rise, closely aligning with that of William and Kate. According to the survey, 42% of participants expressed a favourable view of Prince Harry, while 16% had a negative perception, culminating in a net approval rating of +26. Harry has also been named the most attractive royal in a recent study, leading the pack with an impressive 107,000 Google searches combining his name with the terms like hot and girlfriend in 2023. William secured the second position with 31,000 searches, including similar terms, indicating a notable but significantly lower level of interest compared to Harry. Surprisingly, Peter Phillips, Princess Anne's eldest son and a royal who generally maintains a low profile, ranked third. The survey, conducted by Slingo, provides a fascinating insight into public interest and perceptions regarding the attractiveness of various royals across the globe. Here are the top 10 most attractive royals based on the study: Harry, William, Peter Philip, Prince Abdul Mateen, Zara Tindall, Catherine, Princess of Wales, Princess Ingrid Alexandra, Princess Beatrice of York, Anne, Princess Royal, Queen Letizia. Despite these findings, the late Queen Elizabeth II remains deeply cherished and was named the UK's most beloved royal in a YouGov survey, with over 80% of respondents viewing her positively. Following closely behind, the Princess of Wales and Prince William were also highly regarded, with 71% and 69% positive opinions, respectively. Prince Harry, despite his attractiveness rating, did not feature in the top 10 most popular royals list. Palace Intrigue will be right back. A royal historian has shared with Express.co.uk her belief that the name King James is unlikely to be chosen again for a British monarch due to the complexities associated with regnal numbering between England and Scotland. This discussion arises from the historical context of King James I of England, who was also James VI of Scotland, ascending to the English throne in 1603 after the death of Elizabeth I, thereby uniting the crowns of England and Scotland. Despite James II of England, James VII of Scotland being an unpopular ruler, Marlene Koenig, the royal expert, suggests the absence of another King James is more closely related to numbering issues. She explained, when Queen Elizabeth II ascended to the throne in 1952, there was controversy in Scotland as some wanted her to be recognised as Elizabeth I of Scotland, leading to a parliamentary decision that a monarch should adopt the higher regnal number from either country. Given this rule, any future King James would be designated as James VIII, not James III, due to the historical precedence of James VI of Scotland being also James I of England, and James VII of Scotland being James II of England. Koenig posits that the potential for confusion and controversy surrounding these numbers may deter the use of the name James for future monarchs. I know, I am confused. Although the royal family does include a James, the Earl of Wessex, son of Prince Edward and Duchess Sophie of Edinburgh, he is far down in the line of succession, making it unlikely that the name will be chosen for a future king. The naming convention and the choice of regnal numbers have historically been significant for the British monarchy, affecting even the naming of Prince William and Princess Kate's children. Their decision-making process for naming their firstborn involved a unique method with their dog Lupo, leading to the choice of George. George was named George Alexander Louis, a nod to both historical and family significance, with Alexander also highlighted by Koenig as a name that would follow the regnal numbering rules, potentially becoming Alexander IV if used. The intricate balance of tradition, historical precedence, and family significance continuing to shape the naming practices within the British royal family, reflecting the deep-rooted connections between England and Scotland's royal histories. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Apple, Spotify, or your app of choice. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue. Good times.